Right. Barbas, I feel at this point that it would be in our best interest to just deal with this problem. The problem being you. I, I don't like having you around. It's not that I find you, incredibly annoying and that your barking alerts every enemy in 50 meters to my presence. It's that you smell, and I just can't abide that. So that's off by Solitude, isn't it? Yes, that's well past Solitude. That's off in the frozen wastelands of who knows where. Well, we have hot soup. We should be all right. And we can do this intelligently. We can wait until dawn before we set out. So hopefully we won't run into too many problems.
Need a ride?
I need to hire your carriage. I need to go back to Solitude. It's only 20 gold, which is amazing for that value. Actually, I probably shouldn't be telling you this. It's what we call an emission against interest. But have you considered, doubling the price? I mean, consider that Whiterun is about halfway between Riften and Solitude, but it costs the same amount of money to get from Riften to Whiterun as it does to get from Riften to Solitude. Have you considered making your prices commensurate with what time is it? It's 4:20 in the morning, so we should set out. But unfortunately, we are tired. We are very tired. This will not do. We're going to have to spend the day in Solitude. And so be it. We're also very hungry and cold. As I was saying, the prices should be proportional to the amount of time traveled, not the infrastructure there. I've noticed that it costs more money, significantly more money, to go to Falkreath or Dawnstar, where they don't have carriages to take you away to another destination, which is peculiar in the extreme. I thought perhaps it might be some sort of, infrastructure tax. But, of course, that doesn't make sense because Skyrim is in the middle of a civil war, so there's no reason for such a tax to be collected at the moment. Right, well, nothing for it. We'll have to... Is there anything else that we can do while we're here, Barbas? Is there anything else that we could possibly do while we're here to waste the day?
I'm a little busy at the moment. I've got all sorts of errands to run.
Hello?
You're passing through Solitude? Maybe you're looking to make some easy gold, yes?
As a matter of fact, yes. How did you
Easy
know?
to find things to sell. Things nobody will miss. Things from underground, or just left lying around in someone's house. I bet the two of us were very alike.
Are you a
So
member
why
of the
not take
Thieves
that
Guild?
step? We can help each other.
I feel like I
My
might
sister
be a member of the
Lydia and
Thieves
I
Guild.
are
This was
treasure
made
hunters.
very unclear to
We
me.
like to collect things.
Ah, yes. Skulls, random clutter, virginity.
I knew you looked like a clever one.
I don't look like a clever one. You can't even see my face. I'm wearing a helmet.
Loaded with weapons and pay, but few people. And they pass through dangerous waters. We have an interest in one of those boats, the Ice Runner. The Solitude Lighthouse will be guiding it in. But if its fire were to go out, the Ice Runner would run aground.
Is this some sort of insurance scam? This seems too complicated.
What an interesting idea.
Well, no, it's not,
I
actually.
think if someone were to do something like that, there would definitely be a certain amount of loot to be
Oh.
shared.
Well, now you have my attention. Forget what I said. Actually, it's a
Someone
brilliant
were
idea.
to
Yes,
set
let's
the
go do that at
lighthouse
once.
fire and then meet me on the docks afterwards. I could certainly direct them to that loot.
Well, fantastic. And, hypothetically, what would happen to the sailors?
Don't worry about them. We'll make sure they wash up safe.
Oh, good.
Maybe they'll even
I
pay
certainly
us
wasn't
for
afraid
the
that you were going to,
rescue
slit their
from
throats or
that
anything.
sad
You look like a
crash.
very trustworthy fellow. Have a
Would be
pleasant
best
day.
if we spoke little until you've completed your task.
I agree. Also, I'm, tired and hungry and need to address those concerns.
Papa says I won't see Rogvir anymore. But he wouldn't tell me why not.
Yeah, he went to the Great Farm in, Cyrodiil.
My papa's...
Just move. Barbas, I'm so looking forward to the day where I can be rid of you. I know, you're a very cute doggo, Barbas, and I hope that we can still be friends, but let's be completely straightforward with one another here. You are Oh, don't give me those puppy dog eyes. Oh, don't give me those puppy dog eyes, Barbas. Alright, fine, you can stay.
Welcome to the Wingate,
Yes,
Chief.
I
Sure thing.
badly
Goes for
need
a
a
day.
room. So
I'll
just...
show you to your room.
No, no, no. I know where the room is. I've slept here before, you know. I'm not stupid. I have the memory of you know, one of those things with a proper memory. Look, the door's open. That's how recently I was here. Alright, we should have a food before we go to bed. Apple cabbage, do that, do the trick. Sleep for quite a while. It's not like anyone will notice a lighthouse going out in the middle of the day. I'm pretty sure that's how lights
No, if
work.
there's anything else you need.
Well, now that you mention it, a pair of strippers, a leg of goat roast, 5 Dwemer cogs, and a partridge in a pear tree. And that's for starters, my good man. Chop, chop. No. No. Fine. Okay. Lighthouse, lighthouse, lighthouse. This way, probably.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
I'm amazed that you survived the whole adventuring thing. You don't look that survivable to me. I mean, granted, I only looked at you for a second or two, but your posture seems all wrong, the way that you carry yourself. Your sword appeared to be quite blunt, frankly, and your armor was clearly hand-me-down and not fitted for you. Now, granted, that might be the state of the city guard rather than your adventuring gear, but frankly, I would expect you to be able to pimp out your own gear with proper, you know, accoutrements and bling, if you will. If you could afford such a thing, if you were a competent adventurer, which, as I stress again, clearly you were not. Where was I? Yeah, it's chilly. That's all right. I've got some hot soups and whatnot. We should be all right for one day of adventuring in the frigid cold. Really need to get more hot soups, but can't do too much about that at the moment. And it's raining again. I don't like rain. It's cold and it's wet, and it gets everywhere. And you like just smell horrible when the rain's. I've already made a joke about your stench, Bobby. So let's stop. That's unnecessarily crude, I think. Well, unnecessarily crude. I mean, it is a joke. It is meant in somewhat good humor. Somewhat. Somewhat. Alright, is this the path down to the lighthouse? I feel like it might be, yes. A boat. Barbas, perhaps we should just, you know, rather than this elaborate plan to have the ice runner run aground, perhaps we should just board this boat and see what there is to see here. Hello? Oh, okay. Someone doesn't really want me here, but isn't immediately hostile. Okay, we're backing off, Look, I'm not being paid to rob your boat, so I'm not going to rob your boat. Okay? If I was being paid, it'd be an entirely different story, of course, and there's nothing that you could do about it. Ah, this must be the lighthouse. Unfortunately, it is a somewhat foggy day, so you can see. Well, the architecture seems serviceable, if a bit primitive. I would have an arrow hole or two, just to ward off any potential, you know, saboteurs. Who could they be? Actually, you know, it being foggy means it'd be harder for ships to see the light. So maybe they won't notice. Alright. There we are. That was easy. You don't want to know how I did that, Barbas. All you need to know is that I drank a lot of water about 4 hours ago. While you were sleeping. Oh, don't look at me like that, Barbas. It's an ancient and venerable orc practice for putting out fires and also asserting dominance over your enemies. And besides, you are a dog. I'm sure that you've done the exact same thing on numerous occasions. So don't be all high and mighty just because you happen to be a dog that can talk. I've known plenty of talking pigs. Wait, I've made a racist joke against my own people. How'd that happen? Well, whatever. Anyways, let's see. Where are we now? Brinewater Grotto. Not familiar with this. What is Brinewater Grotto? Do I want to be here? I probably don't want to be here, frankly. Hawkers. Lots of hawkers. Oh! Yes, that's a hawker, that's not Barbas. Okay, alright, let's not. I don't see the need to interfere.
And now a word from our sponsor, me! Why did you tell me that you could shoot this guy? You can't shoot this guy. You lied to me. Why would you do this? Don't stand in the glowy purple thing. That seems like a bad idea.
I'd keep your voice down if I were you. They're pressing anyone who can hold a sword into service.
Excuse me, recruiters, these men over here,